They said they were impressed. They were happy with everything. I didn't get anybody. There was a couple, maybe like some of the leaders actually. They were the ones who had input more specific, like.
I know Sherry Haviland said she just thought it was a lot of work for just for a few vegetable plants. Or a few vegetables. That was her comment that I got out of her. She was the only one that.
She just said Sherry, right? I wasn't sure her last name. Hayland. Was that her?
Well, she's the only other.
Okay. She was a quarter of a share.
Oh, was she a quarter of a share?
I think so.
Well, that'll explain it too.
That's what do you expect, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and that was a lot of work. 1 hour a month.
Yeah. People like that should not be members.
No, I agree.
And I'm I'm with Brian 100% on that. I'm pretty tough on there's a lot of people that should not be members.
Yeah.
So maybe also then in joining up, like you should say, we have the right to change your status if you don't meet our minimum requirements, and
I think that's a good thought.
Yeah, that should be put in as a disclaimer.
Well, that's why I think all new members need to be considered kind of a non-member
They go through a
status.
trial.
You know, they can switch to a working, but you need to get that non-mat, because you're never going to get any more money out of the people. And it's not fair to the people that are working if they're doing the work of that. You're not going to do the work, we need to pay somebody
So
to
actually
do the
they
work
start
for
out
you.
as a non-working, if they prove themselves, maybe
Right.
you give them some return or something.
Right.
Can they use the time that they're proving themselves to accrue? I'm not talking about myself. Can they use the time that they accrue proving themselves to time that would be put towards the working member?
Well,
I don't.
no, I don't think so. No.
Training status, and
It's
that
a
just
training
qualifies
status.
as training status. You don't get paid for it.
No.
You know?
Okay, I think it's good to be upfront with everything, so people are really clear. There's no misunderstandings.
Right.
Because the work still needs to be done when it needs to be done. And if somebody did all their work in the summer and said, oh, I put in, you know, my whole working status over the summer, but this is when the garden needs to be growing.
I just
you know
want
what
a
I
certain
mean?
amount of time where they're proving themselves.
Right.
You see that, hey, this person is capable of doing this, this, and this, and yes, they can go to working member status.
Well,
It's
what
like
would
a
the
years
trial
and
be, a
years.
month?
I don't know.
I think people need to know,
Mhm.
like very clearly, this is the time, this is what's expected of you.
Maybe it would be looked at as a promotion, just like a regular job.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, you're getting promoted if you want it.
Tell you something, if I can find the time to do it, I'd like to do, and is as these people come along a little bit, take them out and say, now, all right, tell me what you know about lettuce.
Yeah.
You know, tell me, how do you plant potatoes?
Like they have to go through a test.
Exactly.
They have a
Exactly.
test
Right.
before they,
Right, verbal test.
first they have their physical test of observation,
Right.
and then they have a verbal
That's a good
test.
point. That's a
Mm.
good point, yeah. And we'll find it. Most
Then you
people
can
know
offer
about-
degrees at the end of the year.
Right, right.
Yeah.
They get a diploma. You have graduated from the White Rabbit CSA.
Get a little plaque.
Yeah, right.
Yes, no, you roll it up in a scroll and hand it to them.
Well,
With your straw hat on.
Yes, you're right. We can do that at the potluck. We're going to have shirts that say, I survived the 2008-2009 season.
Mm.
That's right.
Yeah, diplomas, that's a good idea. We can work on that for this potluck. And they could say, I survived the season on a piece of paper.
Well, I'm gonna.
Today is June 13th. The first third of the corn is cleared. Doing some cleanup. Ending the season.
Hi, Susan.
Morning. Hi.
Wow, you guys got a lot of corn.
We're gonna have
Hey,
a corn roast.
Hey, Jim.
We're gonna have corn. Did you just see our eggplant?
I know. They looked almost ready the other day, and Robert was like, we'll let Lolly pick the
Yeah,
first one.
Paul came up and he said, here you go. I'm like, okay. I'm playing Vanna White. I took my picture with my first
Oh, really?
eggplant. Yeah.
You'll have to send it to me.
Bill took it, yeah. And then I'm like, okay, here. We'll put the eggplant in front so it looks a lot bigger.
You should be very proud because, like I was saying before, she didn't ever have good success growing peppers. And actually, even though the rain was washing off a lot of bug control,
Yeah.
Right.
she didn't do any on hers, and I don't know if you've seen them by the okra, but they are eaten up. So whatever you were doing did
So the
work.
regular spraying plus then we powdered twice with the DT.
Yeah, I mean, there was no damage on these plants, and hers were eaten up with the larva of, I think,
No, we
potato.
did
I
the
mean, there
biotech.
must have been 100 on
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And if you go over there, they might still be there. I don't know. I told
Oh.
her, make sure you do that.
Yeah.
They were just eating their way through hers. Hers were a lot bigger, but
Yeah, because we had been over there. I guess we didn't come Thursday because we had come last Thursday, and then we wanted to be here today. So we haven't been out in 10 days, and I mean, it was just like, but that's
a big
little
difference
weed
in the
whacker, but that
weed.
that push weed whacker that Brian let me use so that I could get in close, and then he came in with the with the big tractor. We just got to be better about doing that.
well, it grew out of control just in days. I mean,
Yeah.
every 3 days it was 2
Yeah,
more
getting
feet.
bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, but it.
So you harvested eggplant. Did you harvest peppers today
We
too?
have our first brown chocolate. Our first chocolate pepper.
Yep.
Because Robert said that once they start turning, they're not going to turn a whole lot more. Our
Okay.
first chocolate pepper. Here, we'll put it up
Nice.
close so it looks big.
Yep. You know, I saw another one that's kind of under the grass right in the very beginning.
And this is where there are
it's
two
the same
close by each
size.
other.
So if you
Yeah.
So
pick
when
that
they have
one,
that much, like that's when they're
That's
time to
what
come
Robert-
off
yeah.
before they turn
Yeah,
to
Robert said
brown
this
or
has
they'll
already
rot.
turned. Yep, it's already turned its color, which is chocolate.
Uh-huh.
So it's not going to turn much more, and it's not going to probably get much bigger. And before it gets sun scalded, go ahead and pick it.
Same.
There's one more up there. But like, okay, so this guy here,
Is he
he's-
close?
Actually, that's a full-size
yeah,
pepper.
yeah,
That's a
Yeah.
full-size pepper.
and that one too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
and
sit in the
these-
ground there and they rot. Look,
Yeah.
someone
yeah,
ate
see
the
that
top
one?
of
That
it.
one got the top eaten
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah,
a
someone
lot of
beat
them.
us too. You may as well eat a green one, huh?
Kind of snap. You can either use scissors. Oh, you do? That would be good. But yeah, we found.
Nice.
I probably pulled a dozen that had already been
Oh, you
rotted,
got
eaten.
snips. Cool.
Yeah, so you should be very proud. It was absolutely successful.
We are. We
You
are.
did
We're
something
proud
that
parents.
hadn't been done before. Here.
Proud parents.
Looks like the weed whacker got this one. No, it's below it. There you go.
Oh, that was probably me.
Probably lolly top.
Oh, is it still
What?
hard?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, then we'll eat that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Look at these.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
put these in your basket.
Oh, we're getting mowed.
Keep lowering the blade, which is nice.
And then we did some mineral oil on the corn, or somebody did the other.
Oh, on the silk?
But actually, I have to talk to him about how much he used because it made it really soggy, and Robert was like, I wouldn't do that again. So,
I think Dennis was going to try that.
well,
I don't know if he did.
Richard was doing it,
Oh, okay.
but I'm not sure how much he did or not.
Okay. All right.
But
All right, the broccoli's already been pulled.
yeah, that's excellent.
This was really one of the big things to get this back I mean, I won't say weed free, but
Yeah.
enough that we can get back
Yeah.
into it. So
And
I
then,
think we're in good shape here.
And then even did you see any rotted squash down there?
The plants, there's some plants that are history, but
Yeah, the plants, the stalks. Robert was showing me some stalks that had.
Yeah, it's like this, and this back half, either because we planted it so much later or it got a lot more water, this back half never did well.
Oh, didn't do well. Maybe it's because of the rain, though. I don't know.
See,
That was
because this,
longer.
Even
Yeah.
with the irrigation, it used to flood with the irrigation back there.
Oh,
So that's a low point.
so there's nothing much in there. You're saying? It's not. Nothing's gonna happen with that.
I don't think so. You still have a couple of decent plants, but. Little patty pan. Yeah, so there's still a couple of patty pans in there,
Oh
but.
yeah, here's one here. There's
And I
a
think
little one.
Val had said, go ahead and just leave them until, you're confident there's not going to be anything left.
Yeah. Right.
All right, I think I need.
Okay.
I think we should take a break.
What time?
and
When
take a little,
did you get
take
here?
Some water. We got here at 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Get some water. Janice was here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're, that guy will grow a little more. We got something eating our plants at home, but we put some.
Well, if you're gonna take a break, why don't you walk over and let me show you her eggplant?
Oh, yeah, okay.
and see if she sprayed that or not.
She said she got some some powder on it.
Oh, she did?
Diatomaceous earth, Ditech.
Yeah.
She put some Ditech on it yesterday or the day before, she said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she said
Thursday.
she saw them starting to come off.
Oh, good. Okay, now you're getting, there's some damage showing up. But Robert was saying eggplants are one of the most bug attracting plants and
Yeah.
hardest to keep bugs off of.
But we've been,
What about
I mean,
that
I guess.
one? You think that's ready?
No, actually, because what we pulled were even bigger than that. The ones that we cut today were bigger than that. So here, see.
Like what size are you shooting for?
That's probably about 4 inches. They were a little wider and a little longer, so maybe closer to 6 inches.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think what Paul was saying is, this is Saturday, so maybe the next group on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to go that much tomorrow, but maybe by Tuesday, because Paul had been checking
There's
them out.
another one, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, almost all the leaves have damage. I mean, we definitely see. We have a new bug. but
Where?
Small black ones?
He jumped off.
Oh.
He was short and square.
And the flyer jump.
It kind of jumped. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
but really looking really great. There's a lot of them on there.
Yeah, see, these will, in
And the one
a
behind.
week or so.
A rat?
Yeah. They're gonna look so good.
Yep, definitely.
We're so happy. We've been talking nice to them. Grow little plants. You're doing great. Oh, and see, you can actually see that some of this powder, it didn't all wash off
Yeah, I
because we
saw
really
some back
haven't.
there, too.
We haven't had rain since
Right.
a week Thursday when I did these.
Didn't we have some on Monday or maybe not?
May have been real light. I know that Val was saying she's having a hard time getting that diatomaceous earth powder anymore.
Oh, she can't find it?
Yeah, she said they kind of quit doing it. All right, little, you throw that way.
Yep. Yeah, that looks so much better with the grass cut.
Oh, here's the other chocolate. Here you go. You want to see this one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And the other-
And he's chocolate, but then he's also going to start getting sun scalded. But we also had a lot of this where they had just fallen off. Lots of them fell off.
Oh.
So, do you have your Did you have a scissor?
You want it? You want to clip it?
I've got it.
You're going later today, right?
No, I'm
Oh,
not.
okay.
You get a good turnout for that?
Yeah, like 33 people.
Good.
So do you think that's maybe why there aren't as many people cleaning up?
No, I think we're
see.
what?
But that's what we found. A lot of them had been eaten.
Uh-huh.
And actually one of them, when I did that, the bugs started shooting out.
All right, let's go look at the other eggplant just so you can see.
Well, you can see how the grass grows. I mean, I spent a couple of days just around the pond there, cleaning up around all the trees. I knocked down all the mounds that had trees in them, so you can actually physically mow it.
Okay.
And
Yeah, see, now your peppers are,
my peppers look beautiful.
These
They're
are
much
different
bigger.
kinds though, right? These
Your
are like a hot
peppers-
pepper
yeah,
or
and
a
see, your
skinny.
peppers are so much fuller.
They're not bell peppers though, right?
Yeah, well, these are sweet. Now is that a sweet or a hot pepper?
It's a sweet pepper, but it's just a...
They're not bell peppers though. They're different.
Oh.
But they are very dark green, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the leaves are gorgeous and the plants themselves.
Yeah, they look good.
See, the ones we've got at home are starting to get
Well,
all
gonna
kinds
do-
of something eating the leaves. God, that almost feels like a spinach leaf, doesn't it?
well, we're going to do more of this type of stuff. I wish kind of waited just a little longer. We could put the rest of your peppers and eggplant on the plastic too.
Yeah.
Then we could have...
Well, next year. I mean,
Yeah.
I
think
we
that was
did.
like a month apart. Or
Oh, at
2
least.
months
These
apart.
are at least, because yours stayed in their containers longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, here are your
And I started
eggplants.
mine sooner.
Well, yeah, it was just this section.
Yeah, you see here?
Here they are.
Yeah, there.
See it?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah, yesterday there were tons of them. I've knocked
Yeah,
the
there was-
population back. What I'm doing now is just hand picking the ones.
And they're under here,
Oh, I've been just squishing them.
under there.
Yeah, see, this is what just makes me so angry when you see all their poop on the leaves.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's like my my poor little dog, she's just inundated with fleas, and I turned her over, and I mean, she's got all the flea poop on her, and it's like, oh. So I keep bathing
Well,
her.
that, I wonder if it's poop or eggs,
Well, that's
some of
it,
this
so-
is eggs too, probably.
Yeah.
They're laying eggs when they do this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that
yours
look
look
good,
good.
if they're just
But see,
infested.
They didn't get really down here.
If we still had string in that thing, I'd come and string your bed here so you can.
Yeah, I have some in the golf cart here.
Yeah, Scott was gonna go and grab some and
I got some in the golf cart, and then I got a whole full of it in the shop there too. I just bought
But
yesterday.
actually yours, oh yeah, see.
Yeah, there was another patch there to still use it.
Yeah. But boy, these look now, all right, but here's the funny
And
thing.
there's patty pans
Val,
down there.
Yeah.
your plants are bigger, but they didn't flower.
They're not flowering yet, yeah.
And ours flowered. Now, isn't that weird? So ours weren't as big, but
Well,
they
here's some
flowered.
flowers
Yeah,
coming.
that's true. There's
Yours
a
may
flower
just
there.
be some slow bloomers.
Well, they didn't get in the ground.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe it was in the ground.
and they were really
But
drought stressed initially too.
Here's another one.
Now here's a question. Did you, when you planted these, did you cut these holes and put the plants in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which this plastic you're not taking up, right?
No. What I'm
So then-
contemplating doing is, all those little, depends on if somebody wants to continue to work the CSA through the summer. If they wanted some of the spinach, we could get all those little transplants across the street and put those on here and run string and run a vine. But
Spinach?
Spinach vines?
the spinach, the Malabar spinach here.
Oh. That's spinach. Wow. Well, like I'm saying though, that should be in a place where it can come back year after year without any effort.
Well, yeah, but there's so much of it there. What I'm thinking is, my thinking.
Like
if we
maybe
could keep
around the
some-
hanger, on the sides of the hanger, something like that. Because if it's way out here, I don't think anybody's really going to notice it.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
or
actually-
by
no,
the
your
store. How
eggplants
about by the
look
store?
good. They look good. I was worried they were going to be a lot more eaten up.
Well, we'll see what happens.
By the store, maybe. Like have a patch.
I have to keep an eye on those beetles, though.
I wouldn't put them out here, but that's up to you.
Which what?
I wouldn't have put the Malabar spinach in these fields. I'd put it by the store or somewhere.
Well,
know.
you don't
Is
have
there-
a place for it.
Is there anything else you want us to do, or should we
What's this guy? That's
Um,
baby stink bug.
come and,
Well, with the strawberries, we need to get the plastic off the strawberries there.
Okay. All right. I think the group was going to take a little break, and then we can stay about another half hour. We came at 8, so we'll probably stay till, 10:30, 11.
Okay.
If you absolutely need us back, I guess we can come back tomorrow for an hour or two. But
When do you think your peppers and eggplants are going to be done? Any
Done?
idea?
oh my gosh, no. We still have flowers coming on the eggplant. They
They'll go
seem
all
to be
summer.
growing
They'll
quite,
go all summer?
quite long.
Are you serious? They'll just keep flowering?
Probably. I know last summer I had eggplant almost all summer.
Wow. So what do you mean that bed's never going to be like refreshed? Or you're just going to let it go and go and go all summer?
Well, the way I look at it, no more than we have. I mean, there's a few key workers. If they want to continue to work it, that's kind of bonus time for them. But the official season's going to start again August. But that's just going to carry over from.
And in August, what would we be doing? Prepping?
Remember last August you were planting those cover crops?
Do some,
Oh, is that what we did last
The
August?
beans? Remember those beans?
Oh my God, all those beans. Yeah, speaking of beans, we planted those beans. Hi, how you doing?
Somebody said you were going over to the strawberries.
Yeah, we're going to start pulling the plastic up from the strawberries there. I think.
All right, I gotta make a trip. I think that there are probably, 5 to 10 of us that you know, if we do a weekend where you need us on a, you know, pretty much a Saturday, we could come early, take a break,
Well,
maybe come back in the late afternoon. Okay. No, I was just talking about building. I was just talking about building your greenhouse.
Yeah, oh yeah, that, yeah, sure.
You want it 3? Let's see if
What I need to do is probably get everybody's email too.
Okay.
I need to establish an email.
Wow, we got that many peppers?
Just pull on it a little bit and it's 3.
Well, it is. It's 3. You know, it's government 3.
Okay, here. Now it's 3.
Cool.
See?
What's more?
That's
Oh, our other.
Yeah, dump that and then I'll fill it up.
Our other chocolate pepper on the bottom side had gotten eaten.
Yeah.
Where?
Well, I guess they gotta come off like this size because that's
They do.
that's chocolate, right? What is
Where? Yeah, that's a chocolate pepper.
Is this all Silver Queen?
that? Or just peppers?
I would just tell if you want to write chocolate, then we have one chocolate. These look like they fell off. I mean, that's not. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm like so into what I'm doing, I'm not paying attention to what you're
No, I think
What
so.
are these?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh,
I
they-
guess
they
some of the
might-
mineral damage on some of them maybe is what you're cutting off, but not
This one's
necessarily.
all right. There's a few that are really beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's
Wow,
your
quite a harvest.
Ryan showed me how to feed that thing.
Are these melons going bad? They're very soft.
We gotta check them over, see which ones have the fruit flies on them.
Yeah, where the flies are going.
That's,
This is a soft one.
yeah, I was gonna check those over there and check over those.
Or we should just make a gigantic fruit salad.
Could do that.
It's a
Yeah.
dried tomato.
A sun-dried tomato.
All right.
Yeah, you have the first bite.
We got celery too.
Oh, nice.
And how many chocolates?
Need any water? You good?
One,
Okay.
just one?
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go.
I guess
over. I gotta go in the potty.
two. Those are chocolates?
Yep.
Two.
Okay, I'll just write includes 2 chocolates, just so we know.
Oh, wait.
What you looking for, Scott?
These are chocolates, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they might be.
Okay. The way. Okay. You have a pocket knife? Bruce, you got your pocket knife?
And then I know we got.
All right. We need a pair of scissors from over here.
I won't be able to do that.
Yeah.
Is the car unlocked? I'm gonna go get the basket.
Yep, it's official.
We'll have it outlined.
They're officially.
If any of this sticks around, we'll.
What about the cantaloupe? A lot of them are going soft. Do you want to like, I don't know.
Excuse me, I'm doing interrupt the film.
Did you guys find with what we picked the other Thursday that those honeydews didn't ripen?
I haven't had a ripe one yet.
No.
Yeah, ours.
And we took one of the and we had a cantaloupe.
I'm leaving them sitting here hoping, but you know.
We
all
took
the
a
ones with
cantaloupe and the
wormholes
cantaloupe
are rotting.
exploded on the counter.
A cantaloupe exploded on the, did it have a wormhole in it? Yeah.
That's
The
it.
ones with the wormhole, that there's no hope for, I
Yeah.
don't think, because they rot
Cow
before
food.
they're ripe.
It did. It went. We came out in the morning and I'm like, what is on the counter? And I'm like, and I picked up the top of the cantaloupe's perfect, and I lifted it up and it's like, bleh, everything like this. Bleh.
Yeah.
Not good.
All right. So let's see. Everybody can take an eggplant. If you know each, you know,
And-
Bruce and I'll take one. And
And go home and work on your recipes.
what's that?
I'm out of town all week, so I'll wait till next week.
I'm gonna hang on to these and hope.
Are you going to be at the potluck?
When's that?
Saturday the 20th
20th?
at 4 o'clock?
20th.
A week from today.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back.
You got that email, right?
I was out all week and I didn't even check them yet.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah, if you can be here, you know, it's going to be a like a summary meeting.
Saturday. Yeah, I'm back. I get back on Thursday, and don't leave again until next Wednesday.
All right.
Saturday
Yeah,
at 4.
Take, Chris
Okay.
will love you for your
I'm
eggplant.
gonna open emails today.
Are you leaving right now?
All right,
Yeah.
and then.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I gotta go today.
Okay.
All right, now you're gonna be back tomorrow.
No,
Okay.
not till Thursday.
Are you? We actually might get back on our regular Thursday routine, but I don't know. Do you need us tomorrow? Do you need? I mean, how many people are gonna be?
I guess it depends. What else do you want to do in this field over here? Do you know?
You got all the broccoli pulled, huh?
That's what Robert said.
Robert did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing over here is really harvesting the okra, the eggplant, and the corn. I mean,
And
as
no
far
more
as-
cleaning out, no more pulling out. What about all that rotted watermelon that's growing
There's
fungus?
a couple watermelons down there. I think. No, you just leave those around the
We'll see.
field.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean,
All right, are you
yeah,
gonna
if
come
you
over
want
with
to
us
do
to the
this,
strawberry?
Just
show
let
us?
everything else out there to rot?
Yeah, I would say yeah, and then just plow it under and just put the organic matter back in the soil. I don't know why you couldn't do that with the broccoli.
Well, he was saying
We
that
only
these
get one.
boring kind of insects were multiplying in the stalks. And
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
he
that's
was
why
saying-
they want to be tilled under quick. Because all this stuff's going to weed seed. You're just creating all weed seed that's going to go right back in there anyway. So I think
So you
I
said
think
you
all
thought
that should
people
be
were
just
coming
tilled
tomorrow
up right
too?
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe that's what we'll have them do.
The strawberries?
You guys have probably done enough already today over here, so,
Yeah, yeah, they're coming tomorrow. Terry Lindley is anyway.
oh boy.
The rest of this field, what else do you think needs to be done?
The only thing that needs to be done now is after the fields are all clean, there's still going to be some pepper, eggplant, and okra for a good while yet.
Well, you said after the fields are all clean. So what else needs to be done for cleaning?
Well, there's the collards,
They need to be pulled or just mowed under?
mowed under probably. Everything can be mowed under. We
There's
pulled the
nothing else that
broccoli.
needs to be pulled
I
out?
don't think so.
Everything else just tilled in or whatever?
Right. Mow it and then till it in and sow up cover crops.
So there's nothing else for people to come out here and do except harvest?
Right.
Okay, this field is done.
That's right.
We
Now,
just,
you know, we still probably need to occasionally take a mower, just a regular mower, and mow along the edge of the peppers. And
okay.
what do
Like
you think of it?
16, 18, 20 inches?
It was probably about
It's
18
sweet.
inches long. Oh, it's got a sweet taste to it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we had a little talk last week and we did a lot with garden type planning. With Robert and Valerie. And compared it to what, happened this year. So actually we could start with that before we get into work shifts and stuff. If you want to share your opinions or thoughts on size or, I don't know, we kind of covered it a lot, but anything that comes to mind that you want to start with, Paul? Because we already got Robert.
Yeah. Well, I sent you that email, Susan. I haven't added a whole lot to it, but I think a big part of it would depend on how big the group is. You know, I know we started out supposedly with 150 at the first meeting and 60 something had shares, and what are you down to now, the active?
Yeah, like,
20?
right, exactly.
Now, you might have, it's quite an attrition rate, but you might have more people want to get involved from the beginning of the deal last year. In the first year, you always learn a lot. Yeah, we probably could have planted more of this, less of this, could have grouped stuff together.
What do you think we could have planted more of?
Oh, more of? I think we should plant this amount of collards today, this amount of collards next week, this amount of broccoli today, this amount of broccoli 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Keep it
You
it
think
going.
collards keep coming back?
Yeah, maybe
Why-
not collards, but I'd say I think we did a good
I
job on the
think-
beets.
you
The beets
think
and the
that-
lettuce, obviously,
yeah.
we did a good job on keeping those going continually.
Well,
Yeah.
Mark and I mostly Mark made up that big, impressive, glossy chart.
Chart.
I've never seen it since. We didn't really pay too much attention to it, but,
Yeah.
we had the right idea.
Well, I'll compare that with actual results because I've recorded actual results and I can look at that. Or
That
just-
was the idea, but it's just,
It becomes a free-for-all in a
Yeah,
sense,
it was.
in an ideal world, it'd be wonderful, but you gotta have, like you say, in 2 weeks, okay, we gotta have a bed ready and prepared and ready,
well, it gets
freshly dished
complicated
up.
because you got to think what's been planted there last, and is it compatible? And
It's a little-
there's a lot to it.
But if you have
Just
the
an
if you have
example
the
of your
teams,
last plot there, you started the one end. Now personally, I probably
Started
would
at
have
the
started
wrong
from the
end.
other end where the
Right.
drip tape started, and that way you could have, you just add on the drip tape as you plant. Start from
But
the
you know
one
what?
end where the irrigation is and do your planting, and that way you
Exactly.
can run a tiller.
Right.
But that bed, we had the weirdest thing with that bed. That north end of the bed, now, and this was before it started raining, with the drip irrigation, and it doesn't make any sense on drip irrigation. That
It
one
flooded.
It
end,
was wetter.
but that
It's low
north
right in
end
that. I
flooded.
think it's
Yeah,
a
it's
low
lower.
area.
But it didn't, honestly, it didn't look any lower. You couldn't really see anything that perceptibly different.
Well, they always leak a little bit where you connect it to like that blue tube.
Okay.
It's sort of, right It's right, coming
If it
off.
is a dip,
Yeah, well, coming off that hill,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
rad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe the answer would be to dig a little trench where the blue tube comes in, and that way if it drips out of the trench and into the furrow.
Oh,
That
good
might-
idea.
That might solve that
Well,
issue.
I wonder if we're not just a little bit overwatering a lot of things. I noticed, the way I did this little bit out here in the front here, wherever it got more water, I mean, the plants actually came out, the seeds sprouted sooner and all that kind of stuff, but when it's all said and done, it's the stuff that was bone dry and you were wondering if it was going to wither up and die out there was the stuff that wound up doing really well. It's like, I cut that little trench down the middles with the plow and used to fill that with water and everything. Boy, the seeds on either side of the trench, they popped first and all that, and I wanted stuff on the outside.
We were having a heck of a time getting enough water on it.
And like you saw the okra out there, the 2 rows on either side of the little trench, these spindly little things about this high, and the rest of it, oh my God, it's this big bushy stuff. So it's
Well, the strawberries, I think those suffered from the
freeze.
from the freeze, and that Bill said once he remembered to start watering them, then they started coming back a little better. So, I think it probably either might vary on.
well, it's always going to be a little hard when you have a bunch of different things planted in the same bed because everything has a little different water requirement. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, a little different requirement.
I mean, in the world of agriculture, if you want to grow beets, you figure out what's the perfect pH and the soil type, and then the best way to shape the ground and how much water. I mean, we're just going to do beets right here. Well, we're kind of doing a general.
Yeah.
This on all the. So it's.
Yeah, and that's
It's
the
not
only
perfect.
problem with your idea. It's like every 2 weeks, okay, do we have a fresh bed that's going to go in that beet requirement? Now, maybe what we do is
Or do we do
start
it like
from
what you were talking about? Start
there,
at one end and
maybe
then
we get 4
roll
beds.
your,
Yeah.
and then just roll your drip tape so he's
Yeah,
okay. First 2 weeks, second 2 weeks, third 2
Right,
weeks,
but
and then
we-
he rolls the tape out.
Right, and roll the tape
Yeah, no,
out.
I think did a good job on the beets. I think did a good job on keeping carrots fairly consistent. Obviously, the lettuce.
Lettuce
fairly
was
consistent.
great. I mean, that went a long time. The strawberries went a lot longer than anybody thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, the tomatoes, you guys, we loved those tomatoes, even though
Yeah.
they were hodgepodge here and there, they were phenomenal.
And we had some major weather issues. Right after we started planting the seed trays, they got killed.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
there's this other variety, like soup planted back by the pond here. They're a little more commercial sort of a mainstream tomato. And man, they just went crazy. Sammy's little, whatever they are.
Yeah, and they were never pruned or any of that.
Nobody touched them.
Nobody
That's why they
took
did
the
well.
suckers off. Nothing.
Just leave them alone.
Tomatoes are that way. They don't, and that's been my experience with tomatoes. The less you touch them, the better off you are.
Unfortunately, heirloom tomatoes tend to be very susceptible to disease,
They are.
and especially in Florida.
That's why a lot of commercial varieties.
That's why you don't see them grown in Florida much.
I got a homestead seed. That's the one Kevin grows, and he has very, very good luck. And I finally got out on what variety he grows.
Uh-huh.
He starts them August 2nd in seed pots. I'll have to find out when he actually puts them in the ground. I'll get that information from him when it's a good time to actually plant them in the ground from
Well,
the seed pot. But
Paul had, he and I were talking earlier, and Paul's idea of, start them in a tray, not in the little peat pots, but start them in a tray. And then when they get this first set of full, true leaves,
yeah,
transplant them to an individual peat pot,
right.
and then let them grow in that. And
Yeah,
until they're big enough to put in the ground. You don't need to be planting tomatoes in
Right.
the ground like that.
I think we want to do a lot of stuff where we've got the plastic laying deal now, and I think we could do a lot of things that we start in. It's, even things that don't like to be transplanted, but I think you can still do it in a peat pot, can't you? Because, you just
Well, when I was a kid growing up on the farm, they had a tray, like about this big, just fill it up with peat, and just, a couple rows, and all the tomato seeds. And then when the seeds were about that big, take them out, just tease them apart, and then you plant them into the individual pots. This way you've got 1,000 plants in one little teeny area, much easier to take care of. And then when you
Right.
put them in the pots, then they're already a plant in the pot.
Then you know what-
they
what-
germinated
yeah.
and
instead of
once you-
trying to otherwise you
Germinate them in a pot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Off the bat.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of the cabbages and the broccolis and things like that, I think we would just sow them in the field and then transplant them. did that with the broccoli this year and it seemed to do fine.
Your broccoli
And-
is phenomenal.
Yeah, something,
Yeah, but it
and
didn't
lettuce,
produce.
and lettuce is the same way. You sow them in, you know,
Yeah, sow in the
sow
field,
them in the
yeah.
field and then divide them out. We did that, you know.
But
Yeah.
we could do, I think, like you said, at the beginning, mid-August, you could be doing peppers and then you can get your eggplants and
I just,
squash. and
what would be
everything
nice
going.
to get away from is this, you know, when you direct seed and the seeds are coming up and the weeds are kind of coming up with them, and you know what I mean, you get into that trying to weed and it's such picky-uni detailed work and you're not sure which is a weed, which is a, you know, I mean, it'd be nice to get away from that to where you have pretty clean ground that you've just freshly tilled up or, you know, a couple times or whatever, and you're putting something out there that's, you know, it's got some size to it.
Yeah.
But what he was saying, you just maybe stick with a concentrated area. Say,
Right.
Yeah,
say
I
we're
mean,
gonna do broccoli. Say if we just take a
If you had a
10-foot
direct,
square area, one raised bed,
You
and we
could do
just
something the
really
size
heavily
of that.
concentrate. This is basically a nursery here. We're not gonna even use this for the permanent location. Maybe that's what we do with lettuce, and then we just go through and we just dip when they get the second leaves on them when they're ready to be transplanted. But we gotta make
Yeah.
sure that wherever we transplant them, the soil is good and wet.
wet,
Yeah.
I mean, if you direct seeded a space this big, I mean, just the seeds in there and let them grow up, you'll get 100-some plants
Well,
in
look
there, and
about
they
like,
take these up and transplant those
Yeah.
all over.
Look about like Susan's children's garden over there, you know, with just those little, you know what I mean, that'd be about, you could do a hell of a lot of little starters and something that size, really.
Yeah.
You can start them up, but yeah, by the end of August, you could you know be doing the squashes and tomatoes. You could do some melons. You might be able to get something there by December, and then I don't know. I'd have to look in the book, but maybe September you start the cabbage plants for the winter.
So the farm you grew up on, was that, you were selling those? Or that was just for your family?
No, this was a commercial operation in New Jersey. They sent 2 truckloads of vegetables every night to New York and Philadelphia. It was a family farm. You know, it farmed 200-some acres of peppers, eggplants, kale, broccoli, everything. Yeah. No broccoli, but
Classic New Jersey
kale,
truck.
collard. Yeah, exactly.
So one question for you, Brian. Obviously, like the machinery and trying to do the beds and all that falls on you. What do we need to do maybe differently this year that we didn't do last year in terms of, you got the plastic? The only thing I'll say about our 2 rows, I think we rushed planting the squash and the peppers and the eggplants because we wanted to get them going because we were getting too late into the
Well, you
season.
sort of had to, in some way.
Yeah, but we didn't either instruct people well enough and Paul, you were the one that told us that we didn't put the stuff deep enough in because a lot of stuff was flopping around. We didn't plant them deep enough, but our beds weren't very big. I think that was one of our big problems. The beds were about this big, so we didn't do a real good job because then when you came back with the scuffle home and people are running the sides, now by the end of the season, you don't have a bed left.
Sort of melted down.
It's all melted down. So, you know, I don't know, as opposed to getting 6 rows in that like one bed, if we would do better just doing 4 wider rows where then
Where we use the better tiller, like we did with the rest of
Seems
it.
fascinating
Yeah.
with you or your cameras.
No, that whole thing.
You do need to get it up off the ground, though. I think, you know, just tilling is very, very
Up
important.
on
There's
the
some
bed.
things you can get away with not tilling,
Yeah.
but most things.
Well, you know, and if
Fruit
during the
crop,
summer,
definitely.
I mean, if during the summer you need, you know, if we still need whatever, our 20 core people to come out once a week, okay, the summer's supposed to be off, but if we need to come out,
Enough, can you?
well, he laughs. I like the growing.
You're pretty good with the DR trimmer.
I like doing that aspect. He likes eating it. I don't like, we could grow everything and he'll eat it and I'll just grow it. So, you know, it works out well, but
Because you don't like eating it?
not as much.
Once you're working it, you don't even want to deal with it.
But if you need us to come out and like help prepare the beds, if we need to turn in, you know, fertilizer, and if we need to start now to give it a couple of months to get the stuff decomposing and the nutrients back in, you know, I think those of us that are, you know, that want to do it, you know, yeah, we want to be out here in the summer, but I mean, we can come out at 6 o'clock at night when it's a little cooler.
I
We
appreciate
get most of
that.
our work done.
Yeah, most of it's tractor work.
It's going to be
Okay.
tractor work.
Most of that I can do.
All right, so
up
that's
to
not
season.
hand stuff. Okay.
The only hand stuff is like, you know, greasing machinery and stuff, really.
Okay.
DR trimming around the fruit trees back
And
here,
raking
that's,
the grass after it's cut back
Yeah.
there, and then we use that for mulch.
Our biggest source of labor in the summer around here, the biggest aggravation is that just taking that DR trimmer and just going around all the, pipes and trees and little corners that you can't get in, well, you saw this tractor.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've also got, you haven't seen me get the big guns out yet, but I got a 10-foot bush hog out there in the shed I put behind a big tractor.
Okay.
The pastures and
Yeah.
stuff with that.
Right, right, but it's just going around the corners. And this year, what I'm gonna rig up, I just happen to have about 1 million gallons of vegetable oil that's not suitable for biodiesel. And it turns out that it is on the organic standards, use that as a smothering herbicide,
Oh.
using plant and animal fats.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed the fence line right next to the manure pile. I don't know if anybody's noticed how dead the grass is underneath that fence line.
And that's from the
our
oil?
But I,
That's
Test.
vegetable
I
oil.
rigged up
It
oil.
worked better.
Oh, I saw back at the,
Oh, as far as
the top of the field just before you go through the gate with the chickens where the grass is all
Yeah,
burnt,
for
that's
Right.
fence
oil?
line.
Someone thought that was
I'm not gonna do it in the
Roundup.
growing area, but for fence line.
I said, I don't
like
think so.
Around a well or
Okay.
something, where you
Wow.
take so much
That
DR
fried
for you,
it.
but the vegetable oil.
Wow.
I would use it, but you
And
can't-
we have several thousand gallons.
So you apply that
Wow.
from your tractor?
That's major.
Well, we did it. You can't run this stuff's. I mean, it's got all kinds of French fries and rat
Biscuits.
tails in it and everything. Yeah, so you can't run it through something like a spray nozzle.
Yeah.
But what I did, I finally got smart. And I figured out a way.
Little garden hose.
Well, I ran a. It goes through a pipe, and it basically I made a little aluminum plate that's it's like a shovel. In other words, the stuff comes out of there and it hits this plate and just goes like this. You know,
It just
and
make
you,
the
and you
fan
don't try to
powder.
and you
Pretty
don't try
good
to
one.
pump it. What I'm doing is pressurizing the tank with air pressure, so it just so you don't have to try it because anytime you try to run that crap through a pump, you just
Yeah.
make a
It
mess out of
It'll
it.
go up.
So, anyways, I was using an old fuel tank, but I was a little nervous because they're not really meant to take pressure. And if that thing exploded, well, Valerie would get covered in vegetable oil. It could be a hell of a wreck. So, anyways, I found an old, it must be about a 300-gallon propane tank up at Mr. Scrap, already on a trailer. I couldn't believe
How
it.
nice.
Yeah, you put all the pressure you want to that thing. So in other words, I just got to rig that thing up so I can pull a vacuum on the tank. I'm going to put a compressor on there and pipe it in, and a couple of valves to switch it over. So in other words, I can have a gas compressor, pull a vacuum on it, and that's how I suck the stuff into the tank. You know what I mean? To suck up the goo, and then flip the valves around.
And
So
sort it
anyway,
back out.
I mean, you can't run that like around buildings, and you're not going to put that up against the
No.
front walkway.
No.
But
You'd be slipping all over.
Ditch
the place.
banks,
But
fence
fence lines
lines, and
around
just,
the well, you know.
Sure.
all that kind of stuff. It's so that'll get us out of some work. But yeah, that's most of our handwork is just beating back the jungle.
Okay. Yeah, keeping it from becoming a jungle. Because it was hard, like, Val said, just trying to keep the beds mowed is, it's a full-time job and
In the
doesn't leave you
summertime it is.
time to do anything
Right.
else.
Well, this year I want to, as soon as we get everything out of here, we get the last little bit of this plastic pulled up, and when the corn's gone and all that, I'll run through there with a big mower, knock everything down, disc it in, or I could till it. I went ahead and bought Mr. Johnson's, he's got a nice 5-foot tiller that goes on the back of the tractor now, so we got that. Anyways, I think I want to put in a good cover crop out there, and I've been looking into this here Ashnami. It's this goofy stuff. It grows real tall and stocky like it. It's a legume. It fixes nitrogen, and it makes such a shade canopy. It just really shades everything out underneath. And so I noticed we tried a little patch of sun hemp up here, like where the corn is up at this end, last year. And I was noticing this year the corn germinated real well in that area, and we had very little nut grass. I mean, it finally, by now it's got some grass in there. But it makes such a shade and leaf litter and everything. What I'm saying, the Ashnami, I think, is very close. It's going to behave real similar to the way that sun hemp did, Remember, that's what the kids were playing with, but they were making little forts and tunnels and all that kind of stuff in there.
Can I have some of that too? Plant some of this sometime.
Yeah,
I
but
got
anyway, so I
20
think
pounds
all
of
the
that.
garden areas, I think I'm just gonna get it all disced up or tilled or whatever, and we'll cover it with a Ashnami. And just
Across
let
the
it-
street
Yes.
and just let it grow really tall?
Oh yeah, it'll get up over your head. Just let it sit. It'll look like homemade sand, but that's all right. It looks horrible, but at the end of the year, when you run through there with a mower and grind it up and disc it in, it's actually really easy to get rid of because you're not dealing with this real deep-rooted grass stuff. It just, you can't really get rid of the
And it
stuff.
doesn't have, does it produce a lot of seeds that'll germinate during the course of the year, or not really?
I don't think so much.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
think so
yeah.
much. You may, I'm not sure.
Probably
quite
what
honestly.
stage you just
Yeah,
get in, maybe
yeah,
do it
just get in
before
before it
seeds
does
and,
that.
you
But I
know.
don't think
Because a lot of that stuff out there now is just producing seed. and
Oh, I
everything
know,
in
it's
there, and
horrible,
you-
like
yeah.
the pigweed is, I hate that
Oh, I
stuff.
know.
it's-
Actually, that's amaranth. We've been calling it the wrong word.
Amaranth,
Yeah,
It's,
wild
it's
amaranth.
spiny
Nuisance.
amaranth.
Spiky,
It
nasty
is a
stuff.
nuisance.
But back to Paul's original question, so how do we figure out how much that we are gonna try to grow? Because if we've got as much stuff,
Well, we need to figure out how many people.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
so
key
when,
right there.
so
gonna be
is,
the
is next Saturday gonna be the day where you tell people it's now or never, you know? Or-
Well, it's
No.
they're running it, so
Okay.
it's them.
No, I think what we'll do, we'll keep the sign-up sheet over there in the shop and just
Okay.
let it spread word of mouth a little bit.
Okay.
Get people to pay up and everything before things start up. This year it's gonna be paid in full before anything gets going, and at some point there really will have to be a cutoff, and if somebody new wants to come in, the only way that they can do it is if they kill one of the existing members and make room for themselves.
Or work harder. We may have some suggestions for them before this is over.
Right, right. You know, just put targets on some of the people.
Right.
Just assume completely. But
Yeah, moving targets.
so I, you know, by I don't know, sometime in August, I guess, you know, need to just say, okay, all in, all done, and
Okay.
and then we'll know how many people we're trying to grow for, and that makes a difference, of course, how much land we need to allocate for
Right.
it. And at that point, I almost need to. It's a little bit of a chicken and egg kind of a thing because it depends how many member CSA we're having. It kind of sets up the style of it a little bit. I mean, like I was saying before, this could be anywhere from just us, like right here at this table, really like to work in the garden. And so we'll just go out there and work in the garden together, and everybody brings home an armload of vegetables, and that's that. I think there's going to be a lot more interest than, you know, just the little group, you know. So we need to organize it more like a professional CSA, the way it's been done. You know, do I want 400 members? Hell no. I mean, not unless I've got
Couple of full-time employees.
a couple,
I mean,
a couple full-time employees and enough real working members. I mean, more like y'all that can kind of help keep track of everybody. And that's, you know, I feel a whole lot better going into this thing next year.
Well, 400 member, it can't be a working CSA.
Well,
It
that's
becomes a
right.
non-working
Right.
CSA. 'Cause
But I just got to have a few people
I
that
thought
I
you were gonna say
know
it becomes a
are,
nightmare.
you know, just making sure the backpack sprayers get washed out and tools get put back in the, you know what I mean, and that nobody's doing something stupid and, you know, just
Yeah.
kind of helping keeping track of things a little bit.
keep the hangar
'Cause-
clean and then, you
Yeah.
know, just little
basic
things, you know,
stuff.
just
Yeah.
consider it.
How many members did we have that actually paid the full tilt and everything?
I think like 65. But then, like, we had somewhere in February when we had that meeting, Mark had added up all the people who had worked their minimum requirement of 4 hours, and it came out to be like a third worked less, a third worked more, and then about a third worked 4. And so the people working a lot more are what brought the average up to about 5 hours a member. But there was definitely a huge fallout, and then we got new
That was
members.
about February then?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
that's when we did the team leader thing, the
Changed.
crop leaders.
Change the thing, okay.
And then we got a bunch of new members like Laura and Tony.
Yeah.
And Irene is another one. I don't know if
Yeah.
you know her, but
Yeah, she's good.
and we got like some fresh interest, and then again, you know, we probably had like what's left.
Yeah.
You know, like how like let's
Well,
look at.
fortunately, in most of your list, exception of maybe a few names that you said the people that want to rejoin were good members.
Most
you
of
know.
the people that want to
The-
rejoin.
the-
are gonna
and
be-
there were some that said they definitely didn't want to join, and there were people that really aren't capable. You know, they're just for whatever
Good.
reason.
Is this the
physically or-
list that you generated from your recent
Yeah, I
email?
had about
Oh, okay.
what was it,
There's something
13.
like she's moving, and then, you know, Terry Lindley just had, you know, I like her, but she just had physical
much,
limitations,
yeah.
you know.
Yvonne,
her
physical
back-
limitations, her
yeah,
back went out.
Jody was a physical limitation.
Hey, Cynthia.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
And
about 13 definite yeses,
Yeah,
and then
there's
there's
just some
about
that just-
8
Well,
maybes.
we've got
They
like
are.
from our pepper and squash people, I don't
We're there
know
at the, by the
about,
computer, so
Yeah, what
they
are
should
Tony
be-
and Laura saying? They
oh,
didn't
they
respond.
definitely want to come back, and they've been very good. I mean, they're physical workers,
Yeah.
you know.
They're good.
They're,
Put
yeah.
Tony and Laura.
And Janice recently emailed me. She's a yes. She was out there today. Janice.
Yeah, Janice that was there today.
She's out steady.
And then the other gal that came late,
Is Bill coming up?
that had
north?
been at the very beginning. We saw her today, and she was out there the first day when we were planting cover crops. Heavy set gal with kind of
Oh.
strawberry blonde
I'm not
hair.
sure. What's her name? Do you know?
God, I can't remember. I'm sorry.
I don't know either.
Then we've got
Obviously hasn't been around a lot then.
we've got well, it's different. It's different days.
Who are you?
There's a whole bunch of gals that share shares that come out on Thursdays. That they come out late on Thursdays. We've been coming out, you know, like at 8 and 9, and they show up at like 10 and 12. And I don't know much about that group. But we've got Carol Balicki.
How is she?
She's, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, she shows up, but I'm not sure how.
She's
There's a
physically
physical
limited.
limitation, but she's good in, you know, she's good attitude.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a good attitude. I think if like when we're there and we tell her what to do, she's fine. I think you've got enough people like
She's
that
not
that
gonna work by herself.
no,
I know.
no. If she comes out by herself,
No, she's one of the ones that maybe when she comes out of harvest.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. And
Which
then
is fine.
We
Get
got
out of the-
It's fine.
get out of the car
Now
with a
Debbie
basket in hand.
Johnson's a hard worker, but I haven't seen her in a while. See, because when Bruce and I, when we split up our Tuesday,
She was on your team?
we had a lot of people on our Tuesday, and then to make sure all the days were covered, we switched to Thursday, so we kind of lost track of our Tuesday. But it was Debbie Johnson, Carol Balicki. I know Marion's out of here.
Groven Good? Or whatever? No, she emailed that she's interested again.
Muriel
Marion.
Ravengood.
Well, then
Yes.
I think she's physical. She's little and she's not doing.
Oh.
She
No,
didn't do much.
she's-
Okay, well, she's on
But
that.
yeah, so
Yes,
I don't
isn't
know
she?
who else.
Mariel?
Muriel.
Ravengood.
Oh no, that's a different person.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ravengood.
she's a big gal.
Yeah, no. Mine was Marion.
Oh,
Mariel, I know
Marion
who
Golfinopolis?
Golfalopoulos.
Golfinopolis.
Yeah, she's an older lady, and I think
She moved or
She
something.
was interested in a non-working. That's what she told me.
Okay, there you go. So just have somebody for the store. Now, what about Judy she had been a Tuesday person.
She's a
She
yes.
wanted
Judy
tomato.
Briggs.
And we've got people that are just seasonal too.
Okay, well,
She's-
before we go through the list
But-
and take everybody's inventory here, which, you know, I don't
But
wanna
right
talk
there,
about people.
so what, you're up to 15?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
These are
We'll-
definitely.
Yeah.
We'll get enough that we've got, you know, a good group of people, and most of them are right here at this table, that are the real working, you know, core of this thing. We'll have a bunch that we'll call them working members, and they'll come out and hopefully they'll get a little something done, and that's fine. But you know, we won't stake our life on it. They're gonna, you know, do everything. And I don't know if we want to have any flat out non-working members, if that makes any sense at all, since you can just buy the stuff in the store, you know, if you don't really
Yeah,
want to work.
The
yeah.
only reason for a non-working member, I think you would have to see how the core group is able to produce. If you're able to produce a lot more consistently
Right,
than what
right,
you
right.
can use, then the non-working ones would be the one to generate income for the CSA.
Right, and that's what when I'm.
But
trying
I
to
don't think you would,
Yeah.
But
I don't think you'd
funding-wise, how are
know
we gonna
that.
do
They
for
would
funding?
cover the cost of the
Yeah.
complimentary
Yeah.
membership, basically.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I would cover the cost, because,
Yeah. Because it is expensive to farm. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like the stuff I checked
Need more
on the
string.
materials. Only one of those
In the
were
golf cart.
organically approved, but it's
But
like
that's
200 and
back of the golf cart.
200 and some dollars a quart. I mean, it's expensive.
I thought it was like
It's
$100 a
on the
gallon.
roll.
No?
I
Maybe,
thought-
maybe it's not
No.
the stuff
There
that's
was
approved.
one that was, I could
Val
get
had a new
it.
rule.
Scott needs more string for the trimmer. Where's
It's
that?
in the golf cart.
No, he says he used the last one.
I just put a whole
Yeah, there's a new-
roll of it in the golf cart.
Well, a whole roll. It's
Yeah.
in it's plastic roll. You just pay out what you need. Cut it off.
Yeah, there's a cutter right on the thing there.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. I looked in the golf cart earlier.
I think that's where I left it. I think it's in back of the golf cart, you know.
Yeah, and it's just a little plastic. It looks like a size of a
Yeah, that's what the other one was.
pancake or something. That's all that was on it, though.
Yeah.
No, I bought a brand new roll yesterday. I just bought it over from the shop. I put it in the golf cart.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I saw on my workbench. It was on my
Yeah.
workbench. Okay, so it's since you.
Well, I put it in the golf cart, but then I think somebody grabbed it. Maybe it's still under the CSA hanger, right? Look in the golf cart. Not there. It's under the CSA hanger.
Okay.
Yeah, because you came over with it when we
We're
were
just
cutting that
chopping 2
last
foot,
week. Yeah.
Scott.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, a couple ideas. Let me just throw out here that I've been thinking about before I forget, because I never bother to write anything down. A couple things that crossed my mind. Like I say, first we want to have everybody paid up, all in, all done before this thing starts. I think I want to have it to where we work on Sundays and Wednesdays, I think.
In 2 days.
2 days where we come out here, hit it hard, get it done. Sundays will be the big push. Maybe Saturdays too, except we're going to market on Saturdays, so we're not here.
Okay.
You know, if we can get done without us, great. But I'd like to have it more. Most people that are getting into this thing are the type that want to show up, hop out of their car. Hopefully they're over their hat and their gloves, and they're ready to work. They don't really know what they exactly want to do, but they're here already. And if we can't have people coming, you know, Sue went out of her way and bent over backwards to try to meet everybody's schedule, the A weeks and the B weeks, which unfortunately ultimately nobody, including me, could keep track of. So I think we need to just keep it a little simpler, that there are certain days when they know people are going to be here, they just have to get their butts out here, and there will be someone, there'll be plenty to do, and someone to show them how to do it.
Okay.
And then, I mean, then Val and I can do other things, because it's, and I don't mean to sound...
You think that's enough, 2 days to take care of things, of the plants?
Let's try it. But if we jump on it and we get... Sundays will be the days, I think, when we try to really get the weeding done, you know, the heavy work. I think Wednesdays, maybe it's afternoons or something like that, and catch up on the harvest and a little bit of spraying or something, you know, something that just can't wait a full week. But it's a little, you know, we're kind of a little distracted from our work. You know, when somebody shows up, I mean, I got to stop and say hi at least, you know, because I mean, you can't just blow past them and not at least, you know, see what they're up to or something. And I think I'd like to get it a little bit more where it's, and I think it'll be better because it'll be bigger groups, you get more of that group atmosphere, and it doesn't feel like one man against the world out there.
Well, you do feel that you get a lot more done. I mean, look at what we were able to do, a week ago Thursday. It's not that we had a huge group. There were how many of us? Robert, Bruce, myself, Bill.
Right.
But we had the
And
core
Rick.
workers, and each core worker
Right.
kind of know
That and
the
that's
field.
that's going to be the key. Is because if there's only one person who knows what's going on out there with 40 people, they're trying to get. Oh my God, it's a nightmare.
That's what happened with me in the beginning of the season,
Yeah.
and I was getting
Overwhelmed.
But I think we still need to have it
Plus
where.
the fact that, you know, you can't put 40 people and talk to 40 people at once, because you got 10 over here, and then they're talking among each other.
Right,
and
right.
just-
So it's
Yeah.
got to be, you know, we got to have the good help there, the big guns, to be able to sort of, you know, okay, a few people come with me, we're going to go over here and do this, and you know what I mean. We kind of break people up a little bit, and I think we can.
And we can rotate that around if people want to learn, or do we want to still do,
Crop groups.
crop groups like we did
Yeah,
this
somewhat.
year? Did you
Somewhat.
guys like that? I mean,
I think if you start out that way, it'd be a lot easier than, you know, switching midstream, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think you can train
I think
people
if you
better.
start out that way, you know, you kind of get everybody together, they
That
make
way
their
it's not
groups up,
overwhelming.
and then that group's responsible for making
Yeah,
sure
I
they
think-
got that planted and everything
Yeah.
else. But again, if you're gonna whittle down to 30 people, you're gonna probably have 30 people who've been here this year, should know something about what they should do next
That's right.
year.
That's right.
And if they a Wednesday and a Sunday, and you know, if I see something that needs to be done on Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to come out and do it like a lot of the other people would. So yeah, I think whittling it down to the 2 days a week would
For
be-
the group.
for the group.
For the
And then
groups,
when you
right.
see there's something that needs to be done, you come out on your own. And
Yeah, I'm not going to run.
and they're going to be
anybody off.
they're going to be the people that know what to do anyway
Right.
right,
when they
exactly.
come out.
Well, and the other
Yeah,
thing
it's-
is, I think, is that you probably need to just forewarn people up front. You got to count on 4 hours a week. You know,
Oh yeah.
2 to 3 hours working
Well,
in the field
you
and
know
1
what?
hour harvesting.
I'm not even gonna, I'm gonna say at least 4 hours a week. I'm gonna say we come out here and we're gonna work until we get whatever it is that we set out to do finished.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, because I'm tired of this stuff where you're 15 minutes away from being done with the job. Oh, look at that, it's 12 o'clock, time to go. Oh, bullshit, you know, get
Yeah,
back here.
the
Finish this
Fred
damn-
Flintstone pulling the
Exactly, they slide off the dinosaur and they're out of there. You know, it's like, No, we set out to do something, and doggone it, we're going to finish it. You know.
And
it's-
hey, if we got a large group and everybody really pitches in and do it,
You're done early.
You could be done in an hour.
But it just, you know, I wish it was a perfect world that everything out here was figured out exactly how long it was going to take, but it doesn't work that way. You know, you start doing something and you realize, you know, we really are, you know, there's this other thing that really, you know, well, do we want to take on that now or do we want to wait till next time, you know, whatever. Sometimes a, you know, piece of equipment conks out. I got to stop and fix something, or you know, whatever it is. I mean, you know, you get rained on. You got to go hide under the shed for 20 minutes, and then you want, you know, it's time, you know. We'll just try to think towards getting the work done, rather than.
What can you do?
So,
Yeah, he'll just do that out of nowhere once in a
He
while.
did it to me Thursday too.
so Paul, like, how many days a week were you coming out that you needed to keep on top of everything?
Oh, I came out whenever I could.
Was that
I
like
don't-
4 times a week or
No,
3 times?
I'd usually come out 2, maybe 3. So I usually came out Saturday and Sunday.
Sometimes you see.
Saturday and Sunday, and sometimes in the middle week just to harvest the broccoli, or come out for an hour just to, or less just to harvest the broccoli midweek. You know, some of that stuff you can't let go all week.
Like the Texas Ranger out there, one ride, one Ranger, one garden, one Paul. I mean, the guy's out there doing it, you know.
I just came out to do stuff. Like I said, I had a lot of time this year. Next year, maybe I don't. Be a lot better if I didn't, but.
You make more, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah, it'd be a better year.
So what were you going to say, Robert?
That's
When-
what happens when you get old. I lost my train of thought.
Oh yeah, what were we talking about? The Sunday and Wednesday?
But as long as the key to it is
Or the
that
4
everybody-
hours?
Everybody understands up front what is expected of them. You know, that is an absolute necessity. We had some problems with that, I think, this year.
Yeah, and that was the point you made.
Right.
You need to kind of get some, write down
Right.
some expectations
And-
and.
And we've also got to learn what the individual
No, like
level
you
of
say.
expertise is. Whether they know absolutely nothing what a pepper plant looks like, or whether they have, you know, gardened all their life. You know,
Well, I think the first thing, anybody who's signing up new for next year,
Mhm.
I'm not going to consider to be eligible to be a true working member. I mean, unless somebody just comes along that's unbelievable and then, you know, has farmed all their life or something. But I think for the most part, the only people that we're going to really they consider being, I don't know how to phrase it officially, but the true working members are people that have already gone through this season with us, that we've seen work and we know what they're up to. People who are coming in for next year, you know, they'll be CSA members and, you know, welcome to show up and help kind of a thing. And even at that, I think when people come out on them, they're interested in being a working member of the CSA. First thing I'm going to say is, well, just come on out on Sunday. You know, no money changes hands, don't sign anything. Just everybody will be. You just come on out on Sunday and see how you like it. You know, and well, they'll see how they like us. We'll see how we like them. And you know, if they're just a fuss pot and you know can't stand it out there or whatever it is, well then you know maybe you should consider being a non-working member. You know, we'll.
Or just buying a store one.
You're buying the store, whatever it is, because everybody, you know, it's very fashionable to say you're part of a CSA and all this kind of thing. And I think that's what